So now for the cute buildings of the second bookmark, I chose to use blue colors for the main buildings. And I chose 5 different shades of blue colors from light to dark. It's 182, 27, 142, and 190. And this is why we should swatch them and before we use them, because look at the pencils, the darkest is 190, that's correct, but then just judging from the pencil, and the second darkest is 007, but actually it's not. The second darkest is actually 142, so they behave very differently on paper, so we should test them out before we use them. And now we start from 1A2 colored pencils, and we just gently cover this door part with this color. So light pressure is fine, so that we can keep this color really smooth. And as you can see here in this part, I add a little bit yellow to indicate the light from the moon. Switch to a slightly darker shade, number 20, to go over the space. As you can see, this color is already a little bit darker. Still light pressure. And now we move on to the next darker color, number 007. And this time the pressure is a little bit harder than before. If you want to, leave the pigment on the paper, but not too hard. It's kind of like a medium pressure. And we will try to make this area darker because it's farther away from the light source. To make this area a little bit darker than this area we cover, we still use light pressure, but we can go over this area like 2 or 3 times, and for the lighter area we'll just go over it 1 time. And I'll make this line look darker as well. So that I can emphasize this part. So as you can see, actually I'm using the previous 2 pencils, number 182 and number 20, as the lighter color. and use this number 7 as a middle tone or the base color. Mainly when you see this door, and you automatically think it's this color, but where this part affected by light, it's lighter than this color, right? So that's the theory. We'll still leave the highlighted area. Now we move to this part. Now we finish the base color, we will use a darker color to emphasize the shadows. We'll go with the number 142 first. It's basically work around the borders or the lines. And now we're using a medium hard pressure. A little bit lighter pressure where these two parts meets. Very, very light pressure, so it looks more smooth, more natural. But you can press very hard when there's a dark line. Alright, now we go to the darkest color. It's number 190 to emphasize the shadows a little bit more. So this is one thing with the Brutfuners, they don't really hold many layers like other pencils like Prismacolor or Polychromos, Caran d'Ache, or it's hard pressure now, but cannot be too hard, otherwise it breaks the paper. So this covers a smaller area than before. Okay, now we finished with the shadows. If you look at the lighter area, it's still shows it's not as smooth as I would like it to be, so I'm gonna add some more layers with the lightest color, number 182, to make it more smooth. I will still leave some of the highlight area. See, I leave the highlight shape like this to echo with the light. If you connect this area, the light is coming this way, so this looks more natural. You will leave the highlight area like that. Now I'm gonna use a darker color to soften this edge here. I'll go with the number 007. And now number 142. Make the transition of the colors look more smooth. Okay. We lost some shadows. Now we'll add it back with our darkest color, 190. That looks fine now. So now we move to the little space inside of the door. And remember when we did the red leaves on the tree, we chose these 4 shades of red colored pencils. And this is 133, 179, 100, and 248. I usually, because they are so, Brutfuner has a 500, I got the 500 pencil set, so it has a lot of pencils. So I put the pencils I use in a separate container like this, so it's easier to find the pencils I use, and I'll keep track of that, and I use it for other objects throughout the whole project, so that it doesn't look messy. Even though there are so many colors, it still echo with each other. It looks harmonious. So now we move on to this part, and we start from the lightest color, 133. We'll just gently go over the whole area. Okay, now we go to our slightly darker shade, 179. And this time we're using a medium light pressure. Okay, so now we are moving on to the next darker shade, is number 100. I'm going to emphasize the original line here. Okay. All right. That's our door.